a love of learning and an investment in our young people in our city. And it's just incredibly fun to be out here today and to see our entire community coming in to enjoy this wonderful new space.
In the kids area, we created a space where kids can come together, sit in designated areas, and be able to talk and read along with a lot of the guest speakers that will come to the library and help encourage further reading. In the teen area, we know that tech is a big thing, so we wanted to make sure that they had the appropriate spaces to be able to charge up their devices, as well as to be able to use their laptops in a private area to be able to keep up on their studies, and of course, have a safe space to be able to work.
Well, reading is a continuous thing. It starts at home, and it's the first thing that you need in life in order to grow and to become yourself. It's a way to educate yourself, gives kids hope at an early age, allows their imagination to flow, and it guides them throughout their life. So reading is everlasting. I just think it's an amazing thing to revive libraries and enhance them and give these kids everything that they need before they get into early stages of life. At that early age, 6, 7, 8 years old, give them a space and a place to let their minds grow. So it's a great project.
One of our messages today is that we're not only a city of champions, thanks to LA Lakers and other teams, but we're also a city of readers. We have 7 million books here at our libraries throughout the city, but we also have millions of ebooks that people can check out, and no library in the world checks out more ebooks than the LA Public Library. So the Los Angeles Public Library is just such an incredibly dynamic institution, and the fact that we've got James Worthy here today, it doesn't get any better than having a Lakers legend like that here at the library, talking to kids about how important it is to be a reader and sending the message that kids who read succeed.
There's a new Malcolm X Way on Crenshaw Boulevard. Councilwoman Heather Hutt joined community leaders to celebrate the legacy of Malcolm X and put him on the map in South LA.
This is an amazing day where we are celebrating 100 years of Malcolm X's birthday. By doing a dedication, we are naming Malcolm X Way down Crenshaw Boulevard. This is an important location because we are at King Boulevard, so that where King and Malcolm X meet. This is an opportunity to spark interest, especially for our children and our community. Well, they'll be like, oh, why does it say that? And then there's an opportunity to talk about self-determination, self-reliance, self-education, and really the difference makers and the truth teller that Malcolm X was.
The idea here is that two great men that wrote some great history for the United States and for the world, two great minds, that of Martin Luther King and that of Malcolm X, meet on these two corners together to help write and rewrite the history of the United States and America.
The organization Family, FAMLI, the Foundation for Arts, Mentoring, Leadership, and Innovation, is the founding architect organization that keeps the legacy of Malcolm X alive in the city of Los Angeles. And we've been doing that since 1992. 2 years ago, we realized a dream to bring Malcolm X's name to the street on Crenshaw. And so we now have Councilwoman Heather Hutt to thank, Congresswoman Maxine Waters to thank, Councilman Marquise Harris Dawson and others who helped us to push this through, in honor of a man who gave his life for us, Minister Malcolm X, a human rights leader, not a civil rights leader, a human rights leader.
Me being an artist and being a former member of the Black Panther Party in the 60s, it was significant for me to create this artwork representing his image. And it's very important for us to recognize people like Malcolm X, who put his life on the line and his freedom on the line to fight against injustice.
Malcolm X said human rights is something all of us are born with. Civil rights is something we had to fight for, bleed, and die for. Civil rights is something somebody gives you. Human rights God gives you. And so every human being that's born should have human rights, the right to freedom, the right to freedom of expression, freedom of speech. And so today, more than ever before, in our lives, we're fighting for human rights. Malcolm X was someone who proved that transformation is possible, that no matter where you start, that you can end in the right place. If you dedicate yourself and have discipline and love for yourself and for your people, understand your history and your culture, and you can do anything. You can turn your life around and the lives of millions of other people as Malcolm did.
The geography of Los Angeles brings its own challenges when it comes to flooding. The City of LA's Bureau of Engineering manages the city floodplains and shares its findings and plans with the community at large.
Today, the Bureau of Engineering is hosting a public meeting to support the development of the Floodplain Management Plan update. So we're here to both share information with members of the public about the planning process, as well as hear their thoughts and ideas and information from them that will help guide the planning. So there are multiple types of flood risks that exist: riverine flooding, dam failure, sea level rise in coastal zones, tsunamis. Floodplain Management Plan addresses all of them. So recommendations from the public gathered at these public meetings will be incorporated into the planning process. There is a steering committee that exists, as well as an expert consultant team. Together, they will analyze various flood risks and prepare for them, and input from the community about conditions in the neighborhoods and their thoughts and ideas will be directly integrated into that planning process as guided by the steering committee. We really need to hear from residents about their experiences with flooding in their neighborhoods, as well as to convey information about hazards that might be present that they need to prepare for, and how the city is planning infrastructure and policy to help mitigate flood risks. Visit engineering.lacity.gov. Find information on the floodplain management plan there. You'll be able to take a survey and give us input, and also find out about community events.
LA Public Library announces the 2025 Creators in Residence. Businesses contracting with the city have a new online business navigator, and LA Civil Rights hosts a housing resource fair for transgender individuals. These stories up next on City Beat.
The Los Angeles Public Library and the Library Foundation of Los Angeles have announced that their two creators in residence for 2025 are Ashley Walker and Tien Nguyen. The Creators in Residence program is designed to engage creative artists, support new works informed by the library's collections, and highlight the library as a creative haven. Designer, entrepreneur, and founder of Lemert Park Threads, Walker will use the library's historical archives to create a fashion line that embodies LA City's past. Experienced food writer and journalist Nguyen will expand on the library's menu collection to uncover the histories of people and communities behind LA restaurants. For more information, visit lapl.org/creators. At the 2025 Procure LA Summit, Mayor Karen Bass announced the launch of a new City of Los Angeles Business Navigator service. The website is a centralized online hub that will support small businesses ahead of major world events coming to the LA region from 2026 onwards. The Navigator service will help local businesses access city permits, resources, and procurement opportunities. According to Mayor Bass, the city is making sure small businesses help lead the way by investing in local talent to deliver real results for communities. For more information, visit business.lacity.gov. The LA Civil Rights Department and the Transgender Advisory Council, in partnership with Councilmember Isabel Jurado and LA Public Library, will host the second TGI2+ Housing Resource Fair. The event will take place at LA Central Library's Mark Taper Auditorium. The fair brings service providers, nonprofits, and government partners together to share information with TGI2+ individuals experiencing housing insecurity. According to LA Civil Rights, while homelessness is a citywide concern, TGI2+ individuals are affected at disproportionate rates. The TGI2+ Housing Resource Fair takes place on Monday, June 16th, beginning at 9:30 a.m., and includes a panel discussion and information on transgender community support. For more information, visit the calendar at civilandhumanrights.lacity.gov.
At Woodley Park, it was a happy paw day with Councilmember Imelda Padilla and LA Animal Services. They made sure that all the fur babies were getting the love with their very own pet resource fair, and there was something for pet parents and would-be pet parents too.
Today, for the first time ever, the 6th District is hosting a Happy Paw Day, which is an animal resource event where we have invited the entire 6th District to come get direct resources for their pets. And we are also here in partnership with the LA Animal Service Department. We are also here with some beautiful puppies and animals that are up for adoption so that people who come by can maybe take another cuddly friend home.
I'm Martin. I'm from the Michelson Found Animals Better Neighborhood Project. We're in partnership with Imelda Padilla, and we're here to celebrate all these pets and bring all these resources to the community.
We're here for this event that we found on Instagram for the microchipping and grooming service for the animals.
What we wanted to do today was really bring the resources here related to making sure folks can get access to affordable pet care, meet some of the groomers of the local community, and we also have microchipping, free microchipping, lots of different things that are associated with having a pet. Sometimes the community doesn't know about it, and that's why we're here today, so that you know where to go. As a pet lover myself, I'm excited that members who feel the same kind of affection and human connection to their dogs or cats or pets.
Can I put this in your mouth? Yum, 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 yum.
Know that it's a big responsibility, that it also comes with making sure that you take care of their health, that you give them safety.
These events are mainly to help us engage with the community, get a better understanding of what the community needs.
We want to make sure that we're bringing the resources to you and that everybody remembers that that's what my office is here for. You can always call us. You can always check out our website, just a message on social media, and we will help you find what you're looking for.
It's tough to encapsulate all the programs the city's Department of Recreation and Parks has going on. The Salute to Recreation Family Festival was a carnival of fun with selected sports, action, and a preview of the summer programs ahead.
We are here today at Northridge Recreation Center in the heart of the San Fernando Valley. We are at the Salute to Recreation Family Festival. We have carnival rides, food trucks, we have a children's area, international stage. We have about 100 arts and craft vendors. We also have a pickleball and volleyball invitational tournament.
I'm finding out a lot of information about what for my daughter to do this summer, a lot of stuff that I've been interested in and about sports and summer camps, and it's really cool. Everyone's really friendly and really open.
Seeing us come together in community for events together in support of one another really gives us all hope and gives us all something to look forward to.
I'm so happy that so many people are showing up to enjoy these festivities. You know, this is a salute to recreation across the city of Los Angeles. So this is celebrating all the recreation throughout the city of Los Angeles. But every year I fight not only to have it in the Valley, but in Council District 12.
Parece formidable porque los mantiene ocupados en las actividades que les gusta, por decir a ella. Deberían buscar a sus centros de recreaciones para información porque a los niños les gusta.
Today's event encourages the kids to come out and to do family of fun events. That's all I could say.
Although the Great War predates this library, there's a unique connection between the Memorial Branch and World War I. More than a century on, this branch library pays tribute to the past while supporting the current community.
My name is Frances Jaffe, and I am the senior librarian, which is now called branch manager at Memorial Branch Library. We're the 49th branch of the Los Angeles Public, 49 out of 72. the alumni and the Student Body Association commissioned these stained glass commemorations to 20 alumni who perished in the Great War. We have activities for every level. So we have children's activities, we have weekly story time, we have monthly programs that are paid for from our Friends group. We have a very strong support of Friends of the Memorial Library. They have used book sales twice a week, and that money goes to present programs for the children. The teens also have a weekly program on Thursday afternoons, a very strong teen librarian presence. And now the adult librarian is continuing programs for adults as well. So we have an adult art class, an adult needlework class. These are all once a week. And once a month, First Friday's book club. During the recent heat wave, you couldn't get a seat in this library, to the point that we had adults sitting over in the little children's chairs, and not only an official cooling center, but a meeting place, and there people were like making friends, and yeah, isn't it hot? And I love that part. It really is a group effort. It's not us versus them as guests. They come in and they feel, oh, I'm here. What a feeling.
In this week's feature story, it's the world-famous house by celebrated architect Frank Lloyd Wright, and it epitomizes his ideas of California living. Named for his client's favorite flower, Hollyhock House is the City of LA's first UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Hollyhock House is Frank Lloyd Wright's first Los Angeles commission. He's probably America's most celebrated 20th century architect. Hollyhock House is really this exciting project where Wright was coming to California, trying to imagine what a California house should be. Wright described it as California romanza, and romanza being a musical term meaning free form. It really is a romantic embrace of the natural beauty, the creative freedom that LA represents. We are the city's only UNESCO World Heritage Site. It speaks to the importance of this site. We are the only cultural UNESCO site in California. We're joining the Redwoods and Yosemite, two natural sites, as California landmarks with this designation. It was a commission for Aline Barnstall, an oil heiress. She purchased this unique hilltop property in Los Angeles. It's one of these pretty rare green spaces in this part of town. Panoramic views of the city. Barnstall gifted the property to the city in 1926. She really wanted to ensure that it went into the care of people who deeply appreciated its beauty and found it a stimulation. And that's, pulling from a quote from Barnstall herself. And I think in her arranging for the California Art Club to use Hollyhock House as its headquarters, it really was a space that is both inspiration and also deeply engaged with the art community, and that carries through to today. We're really seeking to find opportunities to bring contemporary artists back in dialogue with these spaces, to have them bring new perspectives on this really important site. LA has such a rich and diverse art and architecture community. As Barnstall intended, this was meant to be a place of inspiration. As much as we work to make it feel like you're being transported to 1921, this isn't a static place, and that those changes over time are part of an important history, and that there have been really important contributors, Lloyd Wright, Frank Lloyd Wright's son, Rudolph Schindler, and to have all of these voices working collaboratively to make Hollyhock House what it is today is just such a privilege. It has been city-owned for nearly a century. What has been realized under city stewardship really is quite remarkable and is very much living up to her ambitions for the site. We encourage people to follow us on social media, on our Instagram.
In this week's Things to Do, head to the Central Library for June Jubilee, celebrate the themes in the House on Mango Street, and jump into the water with LA Parks for Juneteenth. All this up next on Things to Do.
Join LA's Public Library for June Jubilee, a celebration of Black excellence, on Saturday, June 14th. The third annual June Jubilee welcomes everyone to a day of joy and inspiration with speakers, workshops, entertainment, and family activities. The day begins with a water blessing and continues with performances by African drummers, choirs, and dancers. From health and wellness to genealogy and technology to arts and crafts for all ages, there's something for everyone. Celebrate African American culture and contributions at this fun, family-friendly fair. June Jubilee, a celebration of Black excellence, takes place at the Central Library on Saturday, June 14th from 9:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. For more information, visit the June Jubilee page at lapl.org. Join El Pueblo at the birthplace of Los Angeles to celebrate 40 years of the book The House on Mango Street. Written by Sandra Cisneros, The House on Mango Street is on the National Endowment for the Arts' Big Read. El Pueblo invites everyone to celebrate the book at a community program on Saturday, June 14th. There'll be art activities based on themes in the book, a tour of the America Tropical Interpretive Center, and an Adobe brick-making workshop. Join El Pueblo for the Big Read on Saturday, June 14th, beginning at 11 a.m. For more information, visit elpueblo.lacity.gov/events. LA City Department of Recreation and Parks is celebrating Juneteenth at 3 of its swimming pools. Join the department for some engaging activities and unforgettable experiences, including sports, swim lessons, water play, CPR station, giveaways, and music. Float over to Algin Sutton Pool for a Juneteenth celebration on Thursday, June 12th at 1 p.m. Make a splash for Juneteenth at Celeste King Pool on Friday, June 13th at 3:30 p.m. And dive into Juneteenth at the Van Ness Pool on Saturday, June 14th, beginning at 1 p.m. For more information, see the featured activities at laparks.org. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's all for this week. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. Remember that you can watch us online anytime at lacityview.org, and we're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.
What does it take to move a mountain that no one wants to climb? When they tell you there's no answer, how do you change the heart and mind? Can you face the road to freedom when the past is in your way? In the darkness of the night, the future may be hard to find, but I believe that there's a day. All it takes
All right, good morning, and welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of your Los Angeles City Council. Today is Friday, the 6th day of June. Happy Pride Day, everybody, for the year 2025. Public comment for today's meeting will be taken in this council chamber only. Madam Clerk, let's begin our proceedings by calling the roll.
Yes, sir. Blumenfield, Harris, Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Hirado, Lee, McCosker, Nazarian, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky, 11 members present and quorum, Mr. President.
All right, first order of business.
Approval the minutes of June 4, 2025.
Councilmember Nazarian moves. Councilmember Soto Martinez seconds. What's next?
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Blumenfield moves. Councilmember McCosker seconds. What's next?
Mr. President, there is a request to continue item 9 to June 10, 2025, sir.
Without objection, that'll be the order.
Item 1 is an item notice for public hearing. Items 2 through 5 are items which public hearings have been held. The committee report for item number 5 has been submitted and available online under Council File 25-0166. Item number 6 is an item for which public hearing has not been held. Note that item 6 is the mayor's veto message. No action should be taken at this time inasmuch as the budget is still pending at the mayor's office. Also, the time limit dates listed on the agenda are not applicable. Items 7 and 8 are closed session items considered by the Budget and Finance Committee. And on the continuation agenda, item 9 is a closed session item for which public hearing has not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
All right, without objections, those items are now before us. Members, are there any specials? Any specials, members? Left side of the room, right side of the room. Mr. Price, no specials. All right. What items are available for consideration at this time, Madam Clerk?
Mr. President, Council will now vote on items 2 through 5, sir.
All right, let's open the roll on those items, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Next, Council may be able to vote on items 7 and 8, the closed session items considered by Budget and Finance Committee.
All right, items 7 and 8 were considered by the Budget and Finance Committee, and I'll ask our Budget Chair, welcome, to advise the Council on these matters. Councilwoman Yaroslavsky.
Thank you. We reviewed these items in closed session. I recommend approval.
All right.
Mr. President, may I read the settlement amount, sir?
Yes.
For item 7, in the case entitled Edward Prokop versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $1,193,493.62 plus accrued interest in settlement. Item number 8, in the case entitled Sharon Sheriff versus City of Los Angeles, there is a recommendation to expend up to $2,250,000 in settlement.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right,
Mr. President, there's a request to send items 7 and 8 forthwith, sir.
Without objection, that'll be the order. What's next?
Next, Council has presentations.
All right, exciting day of presentations today. We'll begin with Councilmember Bob Blumenfield of the 3rd District. Looks like another Valley High School has won something.
Good morning, Council. Mr. Council President, you've made a very keen observation. When we think of dynasties, our minds often go to legendary sports teams, John Wooden's UCLA or Lakers in the 80s or early 2000s. Well, it might be time to add a new category to that list, El Camino Real Charter High School Academic Decathlon team. Now, I know a few weeks ago we had Verdugo High School being recognized for their achievements at the Academic Decathlon as they won their division, which is wonderful. However, today I have the privilege of honoring the 2025 National Academic Decathlon champions, the Royals of El Camino Real Charter High School. Now, I have to keep this presentation quick because they're wearing so much metal, they're going to be dragged to the ground if I go on too long. A quick backstory. In 1998, the Royals of El Camino Charter traveled to Rhode Island, where they won their very first title with a score of 55,131. This year, the team completed an undefeated season. Their journey was nothing short of extraordinary, competing in Arizona, Texas, California, and culminating in the national competition in Des Moines, Iowa. They traveled all over the country just to beat every other school. And this year, El Camino traveled to Des Moines trying to go for a three-peat. And on May 3rd, 2025, they did just that. With a score of 52,987.3 points out of 60,000 to defeat 70 teams. That's impressive, folks, 70 teams. And these are students that not only balance their school life, but the team and the way that they handle themselves, their studies and their lives is really, really impressive and frankly, inspirational. El Camino Real High School holds the record for the most national titles, having secured now its 11th championship. And also, this is the second school to ever have a three-peat. And I'd like to have Ms. Stephanie Frankel, the coach of the Academic Decathlon, say a few words. You know, if you find yourself, by the way, driving through the West Valley and you take Valley Circle, keep an eye out, as pretty soon you're going to see 2025 plaque proudly displayed beneath the Academic Decathlon sign. So, without further ado, I'd like to get the coach up here. And, you know, you've seen her here before. That's the beauty is she's not a stranger to this place because she comes here every time she magically is able to make her team win these incredible feats. So, Coach.
Thank you, sir. I want to thank you for recognizing my fabulous students and my wonderful school. The Councilman's right. This is quite an honor and privilege for our school. I can't thank you enough for honoring education and the sacrifice my babies make. It makes me feel good. It makes them feel good to know that you honor what they do. There's so much acrimony in the world that nobody stops and recognizes the kids for the fabulous mental work they do and the commitment they have to their friends and their family and to what we're supposed to be honoring, which is dedication and intelligence rather than finger pointing and name calling and downgrading. So thank you for honoring them. Thank you for finding it in your hearts and your time today. And hopefully I'll see you again next year.
You know, Coach, it is amazing, and it's a testament to you in so many ways. I mean, yes, you have a group of genius students here. That's true. But the fact that you're able to do this year and year in and year out tells us that there is something not just about the amazing students that come to El Camino, but also it's the way that you're able to bring them together is truly impressive. So I want to name the team. I'm going to give them each a certificate in the back room. We're not going to do that here in front. We are going to give the whole group one certificate. But just to recognize all of you, we have Darren Dew, Brendan Luna, Yash Singhal, Ashley Acosta, Enoch Chan, Zarha Zuhar, Bakhar Mizajanzazeh, Emily Sims, and Leanne Warren. Let's give them all a round of applause. And the coaches, in addition to Ms. Franklin, we also have John Dals, Nathaniel Jones, and Karen Evans. Let's give them an applause, too. Coach, I'd like you to accept this small certificate. We're going to give all of you one in the back, but let's take a photo with everybody right now and the certificate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Councilmember, hold on.
Oh.
Hold on, folks. We want to hear from Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you so much, Mr. Blumenfield, and congratulations. I am so glad that we keep this tradition in the San Fernando Valley where we can exhibit all of the brains that reach from the west to the East Valley, because we just had Verdugo Hills here, as Bob mentioned just a few weeks ago. But congratulations. It's really wonderful when we see this kind of this academic efforts that we can celebrate, because so often we talk about the sports accomplishments that we like to celebrate, but it's really, for me, always really refreshing when we get to see the academic success that you all really dedicate yourselves to. And so congratulations on this well-deserved victory, and just watch your use of three-peat, because you don't want to have to pay Pat Riley any royalties. But congratulations on this really incredible accomplishment. My best to you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Another big round of applause for El Camino High School. Thank you. All right, our next presentation will be led by Council District 14, Councilmember Isabel Jurado.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Okay, we are waiting to cue music.
Look who's here, Selena. Selena? What kind of name is Selena? You mean saliva? Come on, guys. Selena's a pretty name. I mean, I don't make fun of y'all's names. I'm Selena. I'm so pretty. I'm so perfect. Oh, I'm Selena. I'm from Lake Jackson. Eres bruja, niña, bruja.
First I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights just thinking how you did me wrong.
So many distractions nowadays, more than when I was in school. I feel that, you know, if you have a dream, don't let anybody take it away. And you always believe that the impossible is always possible.
¿Cómo se llama ese tema?
Biri Biri Bam Bam.
¿Qué quiere decir biri biri bam bam?
Es como suena el corazón cuando, pues ese muchacho cuando le ve a este hombre pasar, se palpita el corazón y suena como Biri Biri Bam Bam.
Biri biri bam bam. ¿Eso es en
Exacto.
inglés o en español?
Es en español, es una cumbia.
Pero a uno le hace el corazón biri biri bam bam en inglés o en español.
Lo que sea.
I would like to say thank you también a todos nuestros hermanos que están aquí visitando de México. Bienvenidos. And once again, to all the fans, thank you for making this possible. We love you. Thank you. Gracias.
Everybody, give it up for Chichi La Pinga, Boyle Heights' very own, for the phenomenal performance. What an incredible way to start our Pride celebration. And thanks, Chi-Chi, for abiding by 30 seconds of copyrighted music to keep us on in compliance. It's an honor to stand before you, not just as a council member, but as the only openly queer member of council serving on... There's so many jokes I can put. It's an honor to serve on this body. I want to thank Councilmember Tracy Park, who has chaired this event with dedication in recent years. So thank you, Councilmember Park, for passing the torch, as it were. This year's theme, Building Community Through Collective Power, couldn't be more timely. Across the country, we're witnessing coordinated attacks against the LGBT+ community, particularly trans youth and queer communities of color. These attacks are designed to silence, erase, and divide us. Hate has become louder. Homophobia, transphobia, and bigotry are being amplified from the highest levels of power. But Pride has always been a radical act of resistance, and today is no exception. It is the unapologetic celebration of who we are and who we refuse to stop being, and it's not a choice, it's our lives. I want to start with a quote from Lady Phil, a prominent Black LGBTQ+ activist and the co-founder of UK Pride. We struggle and fight for our joy, an unreserved and unapologetic joy that springs from our ability to live as we are. It's a joy worth fighting for, and it's the joy that links all of our struggles together. That joy born from struggle, sustained by community, is what unites us today, and is what fuels our fight for more just and inclusive Los Angeles, especially now. And I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the intersectionality of this movement with workers' rights and immigrants' rights. And although today is a party filled with joy, I know that there are things that are happening in our communities, that our immigrant communities are under attack. And I know Councilmember Hernandez, and we're seeing ICE in our neighborhoods, recognizing that the joy we have today, born from struggle, it's a hard time to be. And want to make sure that as we party it up and celebrate who we are, we know that we're doing this, and it's a daring, bold act right now to be here. So today we honor our individuals and organizations who do just that. They're creating space. They're not just creating space, but building power. And they remind us that our liberation is bound up in one another. So let's begin by recognizing our district honorees. Please stand as I call your name, and we'll hold our applause until the end. From CD1, Andrew Montenegre. From CD2, Tony Braswell. From CD3, Amos Marvel. CD4, Stephen Miel. Please keep standing. From CD5, Peter Nichols. From CD6, Anonymous. From CD7, Kellen Ravenscraft. From CD8, Agustin Cabrera. From CD9, Richard Ruiz and Alex Ponder. From CD10, Jazz Mechanic. From CD11, Rainbow Book Bus. From CD12, Northridge Hospital Medical Center. From CD13, Maybe a Girl. From CD15, Pete Settlemeyer. If the honorees could come join me at the stand right here. Come join me. Yeah, oh wait, okay. Well, I think you can't join me, but we'll join you in the back. Thank you for being pillars in our community. Thank you for showing up with light, joy, and courage, especially now. And thank you so much. I know our team is going to talk and provide words for you afterwards, but thank you. You can have a seat now. Thank you. Woo! I also have the privilege of recognizing our citywide honorees, organization whose work uplifts and empowers Angelinos every single day. First, Reach LA. Woo! Since 1992, Reach LA has empowered LGBTQIA+ people of color through health and wellness, arts, workforce development, and social justice. Founded by artists and community organizers, come behind me. Founded by artists and community organizers, they began as a response to the HIV crisis. And today, they are a beacon of support, offering everything from mental health care to creative expression, all grounded in a commitment to authenticity and healing. Please welcome Greg Wilson, Chief Operating Officer of Reach LA.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Pride, everyone. All right, that's what I'm talking about. My name is Greg Wilson, Chief Operating Officer at Reach LA. I'm excited to be joined here today with some of our dynamic team that is working tirelessly every day, our CEO and our Chief Marcoms Officer. Reach LA has provided services for over 30 years in downtown Los Angeles, and I'm proud that we continue our mission to engage, empower, and celebrate LGBTQ+ people of color and their communities. This acknowledgement and recognition from Councilmember Isabel, it means a lot to us. It means a lot to us because it's a reminder of how impactful the work is that we do, how necessary the services and resources are that we provide, and how imperative it is that we do not allow our voices or visibility to be silenced, dissolved, or dismissed. We have so much more work to do. We are committed to the individuals that are depending on us, and we are grateful to have your continued support. Thank you so much.
And with that, I want to present a certificate to Reach LA. Here you go. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And our second honoree is the Latino Equality Alliance. Come up here, Leah. Founded in the wake of Proposition 8, Leah emerged from a powerful need to strengthen support for the LGBTQ+ rights within the Latina community. Their mission, centered on liberty, justice, and equality, remains urgent today. Leah continues to build bridges, shift culture, and fight for our collective liberation. Please welcome Eddie Martinez, Executive Director of Leah.
Thank you. Happy Pride, everyone. I just want to say thank you to Councilwoman Geraldo for giving this amazing recognition. A little bit about our history. We were founded as a direct response to the passing of Proposition 8 when there was a lot of protesting and there was a need to do a lot of education in the Latinx community, and so Prop 8 was formed. So the message I want to give today, especially for our youth who we do work with and to our families, I know we're experiencing a lot of hardship today and a lot of maybe not as much hope as we want, but Leah was founded because of some great challenge we face in the LGBT community. So what we're facing today, it's okay to have some good trouble, do it with a lot of love and kindness, and we will have victory at the end of this movement here that we're facing today. So thank you so much and happy Pride.
Okay, ready? Okay, ready. Thank you.
Thank you.
To everybody that's here with the sticker that says visitor, this is your city hall, so rip it off, baby. And last but not least, we all know them, we love them. The Los Angeles LGBT Center has cared for and championed and celebrated LGBTQ individuals and families in Los Angeles and beyond since 1969. Come on, come on, come on. The center nearly has 800 employees, provide services for more queer and trans people than any other organization in the world, offering programs, services, and global advocacy that span 4 broad categories: health, social services, housing, culture and education, and leadership and advocacy. Their legal services team in particular has been an unstoppable force in the fight against bigotry in this nation. Here to speak on their behalf is Monica Valencia, their attorney manager for the community legal clinics.
Good morning, everybody. I am the attorney manager for community legal clinics at the Los Angeles LGBT Center. And on behalf of Legal Services Department and the LGBT Center as a whole, we want to send our deep thank yous to Councilmember Isabel Jurado, Councilmember Tracy Park, the Los Angeles Civil Rights Department, and of course the City of Los Angeles for this incredible honor. It's especially meaningful for me and our team to be recognized during Pride Month because we are celebrating not just who we are, but what we can build together. And I wanted to say today that none of our work is possible without the many individuals that help to uplift the work that we're doing on the ground as first responders for pro se work. And pro se work really is for people who don't have legal representation. So I wanted to thank Sarah Zambrano, Cain Andrade, Norma Sanchez, Marian Knight, Ash Rojo, Erica Revalos, Joe Cerda, Arturo Chavez, Cruz, for their incredible support of the work that we're doing in our Boyle Heights community and all of our community sites. I also want to thank our leadership who's here with me today, Roger Kogan, of course, Tara Russell-Slavin and Lisa Phillips for listening and for allowing us the freedom to spearhead really powerful projects in our community. At the Center's legal services, we believe that advocacy is more than just documents in courtrooms, right? It's about building collective power with our community and standing alongside Two-Spirit LGBTQ+ people as they navigate safety and identities, as well as insecurity, the immigration systems, and systemic discrimination, right? Housing insecurity, and how to protect themselves and their families. So beyond the mechanical aspects of our legal work, I also want to acknowledge and uplift the people that help us to endure the hard days that we have ahead of us and that have existed before, which is our families and also our chosen families and our friends who are part of, the strength of what we do in trying to build community. And just lastly, I wanted to say that Pride has always been about resistance and solidarity, and it was born from a collective action to face injustice. So through our holistic legal services work, we do the quiet work behind closed doors that doesn't always make the headlines, but I can assure you that in every name change, in every asylum win, in every legal clinic or Know Your Rights presentation, in every protection order that we get granted, it's in those quiet victories that we build a stronger, safer, and more proud Los Angeles. So thank you very much for this honor.
I told y'all, she's a sticker lady.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Monica and the team at the LGBT Center. Now I'd like to introduce Daniel Tarika, General Manager of the Department of Cultural Affairs, to unveil this year's LGBTQ+IA Heritage Month book cover.
Well, thank you so much, Councilmember Jurado, and good morning, council members. Happy Pride. It is so exciting. It's so exciting to be here this morning to celebrate LGBT Pride Heritage Month. As we step into this vibrant and empowering month of June, we're thrilled to extend a warm welcome and to each and every one of you to join us here today celebrating LGBT Heritage Month. With exciting events and talented artists, we honor the extraordinary range of LGBTQ+ experiences and cultural traditions, transforming Los Angeles into a thriving, creative metropolis. With our unwavering dedication to fostering the well-being of Los Angeles for the greater good, the Department of Cultural Affairs and the LGBTQ+ community use the healing power of the arts to continue a tradition of taking care of the most vulnerable while demonstrating how to support, serve, and strengthen our city as a whole. Through a series of engaging events, celebrations, and artistic expressions, we aim to amplify LGBTQ+ voices, promote understanding, and celebrate the beauty of diversity in all of its forms. So DCA's 2025 LGBT Heritage Month Calendar and Cultural Guide, I hope you all can get a copy of this, showcases a selection of contemporary art produced by our local LGBTQ+ visual artists, performing artists, and poets. And we join today in congratulating today's honorees. Their vision pays homage to steps taken in the past towards progress and look ahead towards a future for equality for all. And I also want to give a special thank you to our partners at Civil and Human Rights and the Library Department and all of their commissioners for all of their support, and our commissioners as well. So today, I have the honor of introducing Dr. Amina Humphrey, AKA Amina Amen, the cover artist for the city's official 2025 LGBT Heritage Month calendar and cultural guide. Dr. Humphrey is an artist, Black feminist, teacher, critical race theory scholar, Pan-Africanist, BIPOC book activist, agrarian, and ethnographic researcher. She's a Ford Fellow, Fulbright recipient, and UCLA alumna. And she's also the founder of the Black Critical Media Literacy Conference, Awareness, Action, Advocacy in the African Diaspora. Dr. Humphrey is a self-taught artist, a writer, quilter, painter, and photographer from a small farm in Oak Grove, Arkansas. Her art reflects empowerment as she acknowledges the underrepresented and misrepresented. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Humphrey.
Greetings. Greetings, y'all. I am so honored. I thank everyone making this a very special day and the labor that went into this Pride celebration. I thank my ethnic studies and social justice students at El Camino Community College. I thank my comrades on our ethnic studies children's picture book canon. And I thank my friends and my family, as well as my beloved community in South Central Los Angeles. Art is to try. Living in Los Angeles and traveling throughout Africa has given me the opportunity to see the colorful beauty of humanity. I see love, hope, joy, resiliency, and empowerment. In these uncertain times, I see the certainty of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Give it up, y'all. Yes, 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 right? The beauty, textures, and colors of justice and unity. A lifestyle for me, a lifestyle for us, a lifestyle for this nation. Art is to try. Some of us are claiming and reclaiming our lives after 40 or 50 years. It's never too late. I've never forgotten my kindergarten graduation speech. I'm an artist. I can paint. So make more time for artistic joy daily. Dancing in front of the mirror, planting beautiful fruits and vegetables in the front yard or potted plants, and sharing that with your neighbors. Reveling in the shades of the blue of the sky. Viewing the vibrance of a flower, feeling the coolness, warmth, and calm of the ocean. Seeing the beauty of all human beings on your daily walk. Let the power and truth of art lead us. Live every day of your life as if your kindergarten graduation speech was, I'm an artist, I can paint. And in this very special Pride Month, let's celebrate this town, this nation in shades of red, orange, yellow, green, indigo, violet, black, brown, baby blue, pink, and white. Cheers to us, cheers to the arts, cheers to the future.
And now Daniel Tarika and Dr. Amina Humphrey are going to unveil our book for the month and reveal her artwork. Bum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum. You can get a copy here at City Hall, at all of your district offices. You can come up to CD14, we have plenty. And so thank you so much for sharing your beauty with us. To all the LGBTQ plus Angelinos here in this council chamber and those watching at home, you deserve to live full, joyful, authentic lives and to be seen, heard, and supported by your city government. And even in this time when things are really, really hard and that we're being stressed to our limits, it is incumbent on our elected officials to protect all of our communities right now. And one small but visible symbol of that was, I want to thank Council President, because I don't know if this is the first time ever, but now we have the pride flag here in the city council chambers, following Councilmember McCosker's hanging the flag outside, but now we actually have it in chambers right before you. Woo! I will happily pledge allegiance to the flags now. One small but visible symbol of that also is that City Hall will be lit in pride colors all weekend long, and let it be a reminder that every Angelino belongs here. So thank you, Mayor Karen Bass, Councilmember Tracy Park, and for your partnership in this effort. And let today serve as a reminder that progress is possible, love is powerful, and our collective power is unstoppable. Congratulations again to all of today's honorees, and happy Pride. I think Council Chair might have members on the queue that want to say stuff. I don't know.
Okay, we'll start with Councilwoman Padilla.
Perfect. I thought we were going to go by council district.
All right, we can do
So,
that. I was
I'm
looking at the board, but why don't we do that? We can go around.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Because I have the anonymous person. I got to let them know to watch.
All right.
So,
we'll go in numeric order, starting, as I understand the numbers work, with District 1.
Hi, everybody. Happy Pride.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilwoman Jurado and Councilmember Park, for bringing this forward. Good morning, everyone. I have the pleasure of recognizing Andrew Montealegre on behalf of Council District 1. Andrew's story is one of building. He spent 30 years with the LA City Planning Department, where he helped bring the department into the digital age. And unlike most, he could look at a homeowner in the eye and say, I know what it takes to build a home because I've done it myself. And after 3 decades of public service, he could have been like, all right, I'm out. I'm about to go travel. I don't need to do this anymore. But you know what he did? He stayed, and he built some phenomenal organizations that help people every day. He co-founded 2 nonprofits, both running out of his home, that he built with his hands. The first one is Manos que Sobreviven, which supports families with children with special needs, especially those affected by HIV, delivering food and other supportive resources. The other, Studio Creativo Cultural Art Foundation, builds self-esteem and cultural pride through fashion, modeling, and design. Andrew will tell you he gets more from service than he gives, but that's because, you know, that's the type of person he is. He's always gonna throw down for the community, and it's been in his heart and it's been in himself for decades. What he has given to the community through care, through love, through resources is immeasurable. He is a leader who makes our city better by showing up with everything he's got. So I'm pleased to present him with a certificate on behalf of the City of LA for 2025 LGBTQIA+ Pride Month. And I just want to give you my deepest gratitude, Andrew, because you've been throwing down. Thank you so much. You've been throwing down with our seniors in Glassell Park and our families in Council District 1 and in neighboring districts. And you know, I know you do it with love, because it's not a job that pays a lot. But thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Next, we'll move to Councilmember Nazarian, District 2.
Thank you, Council President. Happy Pride, everyone. Thank you. Next time, I'll have beats to throw out to the entire council chamber. So, note to myself. It gives me a great honor and joy to recognize a pillar in our Valley community, someone who has done so much for not just our community, but multiple communities throughout the city and throughout the region, my dear friend, Anthony Braswell. At the height of the AIDS epidemic, Tony Braswell served as executive director of AIDS Atlanta. With his expertise in public administration, he turned that volunteer organization into a professional operation, the largest and most influential AIDS organization in the southeastern United States. At a time when many elected officials were reluctant to associate themselves with this cause, he recruited a hero of the civil rights movement, none other than Representative John Lewis, God rest his soul, to work with AIDS Atlanta and serve as a bridge to the larger community. Tony also served as national chair of the AIDS Action Council in Washington, D.C. And over 20 years ago, he moved to Los Angeles, where he quickly became a pillar of the community. Once you're an activist and an organizer, you can't stop. So what did he do? He joined the local neighborhood council. And for the last 20 years, he's been serving the neighborhood council of Valley Village. And for 10 years of that time, he's been the president of the neighborhood council. So today, he is a program director of the Women's Health Research Program at the UCLA David Geffen School of Medicine. And I am immensely honored, as we all are, to represent the communities that we have. But it's the individuals that stand up to the occasion. And I gotta take this moment, I know this is your moment, but also to share that in the back is standing Craig Miller, who's a dear friend and works in my office as well. It's men or individuals like this who, coming out of the hardships and the disastrous circumstances, harsh circumstances of being alone in the 80s, have figured out a way of how to organize, how to overcome the trauma, and how to make things better. And it's on their shoulders that we're standing on. So I needed to give a shout out to my staffer, Craig, on this as well, because he helped then turn that trauma into starting AIDS Walk LA in Los Angeles with his former business partner. But Tony, it gives me immense honor, pleasure to recognize you and to also have the opportunity to call you a friend and to have you as a friend. Thank you very much. One more for Suzanne.
All right. As you're finishing up the pictures, I will direct your attention over here. Come on over here, Amos. Amos Marvel is the honoree for the 3rd Council District for the area I represent in the West San Fernando Valley. He is a small business owner, dedicated community leader who has called Reseda his home. He currently serves as the secretary of the Reseda Neighborhood Council and chair of the Unhoused Neighborhood Advocacy Committee. Since joining the board in 2023, Amos has been a driving force in addressing homelessness, working closely with my office and serving as the homelessness liaison to the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. Amos is a familiar face at many local events, actively participating in the West Valley Emergency Preparedness Fair, Days of Service, the Senior Symposium at One Generation. We were just talking this last weekend. His impact is widely recognized wherever you go, not just in Reseda, but throughout the valley. People know his name. He's a go-getter and a valued partner to our community and my office. As a member of the Elections Committee, Amos promotes civic engagement by partnering with schools, nonprofits, and local stakeholders to amplify neighborhood voices. A proud member of the LGBTQ+ community, he is currently working with city leaders to organize the 2025 Valley Pride Celebration, which I expect everybody, come out to the Pride Celebration in LA this weekend, but when the Valley one comes up, we all got to come out for that. And he's put that together, continues to advocate for greater visibility, resources, and support for LGBTQ+ residents. His leadership embodies a passion for grassroots, inclusive community building. He's an amazing guy. And I also want to let's all congratulate Amos and his partner for their recent engagement. So, congratulations on that and on this award as well. And we have a certificate for you. Here you go. We'll take a photo. And we'll move on to the 4th Council District, which I don't see. We'll move on to the 5th Council District. Councilwoman Yaroslavsky.
Thank you, Council President and Councilmember Jurado, for organizing this amazing celebration today. This is one of my favorite times of year. We don't get enough opportunities to celebrate the joy, love, and most of all, resilience that this community embodies. It's a time to honor the strength of the LGBTQ+ community and to lift up the people who keep that spirit alive in our neighborhoods every day. That's why I'm proud to honor Peter Nichols from Council District 5, a longtime Melrose resident, a proud LGBT Angelino, and the founder of Melrose Action, a neighborhood safety network he built from the ground up. Peter started this work after a neighbor was murdered just blocks from his house. No one called for help. People assumed someone else would do it. And in the aftermath, could have been met with silence or resignation, but Peter responded with action. His work is rooted in a belief that real safety doesn't come from the top down. It starts with neighbors showing up for each other. And that idea that we build power and protection through community is at the heart of Pride. It's the legacy of the LGBTQ+ movement, and it's the legacy Peter carries forward every day. So Peter, thank you for your leadership, your advocacy, and your unwavering commitment to making Melrose and Los Angeles a safer and more connected place for all of us. Congratulations.
All right, are we ready for? Okay, hello everyone. Let me start off by saying, you know, it's a hard year for the LGBTQ community plus when one of the honorees wants to remain anonymous. But I really wanted this honoree, and I know they're watching. So let me begin by also thanking Councilmember Jurado for leading the Pride presentation this year and for creating space to uplift the voices of our community. Pride Month is a time for celebration, but it's also a time for reflection. We all know visibility matters because when people are seen, they feel valued, validated, and safe. That's why presentations like this are so meaningful. But you know, I'm really sad that my honoree didn't feel safe. They too are from the generation of the 80s when this wasn't something we really saw. But I want my honoree who is watching to know, to be introduced to this space and be reminded that our city stands for inclusion, respect, and dignity for all, so they can see that things have changed. I'm a big believer that visibility shows up in many ways, not just with what our eyes see, but in what we feel in our hearts, in the actions we take, in our convictions, and in the impact we have on another. Today, I'm especially proud to recognize a constituent from Council District 6 who embodies those values through their work and presence in the community. As the owner of a local business that I have supported since I was 14 years old, and for those of you who don't know, I will say they play a large contribution to my style and cool earrings that everybody always compliments. Yup. Their business is a space that is welcoming, affordable, sustainable, and full of heart, a true reflection of the vibrant, resilient spirit of Pride. So out of respect, we're not sharing their name publicly. That was a personal decision made to protect their be anonymous, because unfortunately, even in 2025, some members still don't feel safe. They see discrimination, harassment, and fear simply for living their authentic selves. When I told them I wanted to honor them, they were honored, got teary, wanted to make it, but the more they thought about it and the days came through, they started to send me reels and TikToks that pushed a lot of fear-mongering. So they didn't want their name or their business to be ousted. So what I decided to do instead was make their certificate in a way where it's like a mini poem. All things, all the time. It's one of those things where if you know, you know. And I'll be delivering it to them later on today. We'll take pictures, but this was just something that we had to do because I wanted to give it from someone in CD6, longtime CD6, so that they could put this up in their shop. Because at the end of the day, regardless of all these scary reels that are making it difficult for people to feel like their authentic selves, they don't stop living. They continue to lead. They continue to love. They continue to create. They continue to serve. And they continue to be our neighbors. So today I wanted it to be a reminder that our work is not over until everyone feels safe being who they are. Today we celebrate all of your contributions, all of your leaderships, and the courage it takes to show up and lead by example. And I hope that as they are watching, they can see that there's a lot of young leaders in the crowd of this community. And trust me, this community, this generation is gonna make it better for the next. I can tell, one day at a time. So thank you all for your stories of resilience and proof that even quiet acts of pride can spark real change in our community. So to my honoree, thank you for reminding me of just being a great place in the community that creates space for everyone. Happy Pride, Los Angeles. Friend, I love you, and it will always be for me, all things, all the time. If you know, you know. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Padilla. Next, we go to Councilwoman Rodriguez.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Councilwoman Padilla, for really, I think, very powerfully framing exactly how people are feeling right now. And I thought it's remarkable in the way that you've presented today. So I want to thank you for that. Thank you, Councilwoman Jurado. Dan, I'm just going to say I'm a little upset because I thought we were going to have a duet this year. So I'm a little upset, but it's cool. We'll find another time for that. But I know, Councilwoman Park, you've done a really outstanding job. I always look forward to the presentations, and it's awesome to see the diversity with how we celebrate it each and every year. So thank you all for joining us. Unfortunately, my honoree was not able to join us. It's always a little bit of a trek to come from the San Fernando Valley, but I wanted to take an opportunity to celebrate and thank her. Today for CD7, I'm honoring Kelly Ravenscraft, the worship and arts pastor at our Mission Hills Christian Church in the San Fernando Valley. It's unfortunate she wasn't able to join us today, but I wanted to acknowledge and celebrate her incredible work. Kelly has been serving at the Mission Hills Christian Church since 2019, and she brings both heart and purpose to everything that she does. She holds a degree in International Studies and Sociology from Loyola University in Chicago, earning her Master's of Divinity from Chicago Theological Seminary. She is also an ordained minister in the Christian Church, Disciples of Christ. But beyond her education and titles, what makes Kelly truly special is the way she creates space for others. At the Mission Hills Christian Church, she helps to lead a community that is fully affirming of LGBTQ+ individuals in every aspect of the church, and that includes leadership, marriage, and ministry. No one ever has to wonder whether they belong because the answer is always yes. The church she helps to lead is a place where families come together, where music, conversation, and prayer are centered on compassion, justice, and kindness. It's a space that reminds people that they are loved exactly for who and how they are. Kelly also works to build an actively anti-racist, inclusive community, knowing that real belonging means recognizing and dismantling systems of injustice. She helps shape a church culture that doesn't shy away from tough conversations and leans into them with grace and honesty. She's a proud dog mom to Cusco, who I'm told can sometimes be found happily roaming the sanctuary after service, and that little detail says a lot about the warmth and joy that Kelly brings into every space that she's a part of. So even though she's not here with us today, I want to thank you, Kelly, for the work that you're doing and leading in our little part of the city of Los Angeles. Her leadership reminds us that faith and justice can go hand in hand in the work of inclusion, and that starts with love. Thank you, Kelly, and happy Pride.
Thank you, Councilwoman Rodriguez. Now we move to Council President Marquis Harris Dawson.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and thank you, Councilmember Jurado, and thank you, Councilmember Park, for keeping the tradition here alive and strong in LA City Hall, inviting our LGBT community to the People's House, to their house, to be celebrated, recognized, and seen. I'm very excited about our Council District 8 honoree today. One Augustine Cabrera, who is a community organizer extraordinaire for tenants' rights, workers' rights, and climate justice. He's worked at one point for SEIU, and then at another point, he worked at the LA Alliance for a New Economy, I think with Councilmember Padilla and Chief of Staff for Council District 13, and now works for Scope inside of Council District 8. Scope in Council District 8. Where they work on environmental justice as well as tenant rights and a host of other issues. Everywhere he's been, he's helped build the membership of the organizations and help people feel comfortable and be visible in who they are, where they are, and the way that they came to our city and our work. He is a member of our city's Workforce Development Board, as well as the board of the League of Conservation Voters, helped start a number of celebrations in our community, helps participate in South LA Pride and a host of other events. His family is right there. Every one of his family members has a camera up right now. So I want to thank them for being with us today and present him with a bouquet of flowers and her certificate, but also heartfelt gratitude on today. Today's a hard and heavy day for a lot of us. ICE, the federal government has sent armed guards to day labor centers today. There's a rumor that they will send them to graduations this weekend. Imagine a graduation that you would have such a fit that you have to intervene in the graduation of high school and college students to carry out your political agenda. But today is a day that we want to celebrate those who fight back, who push back, and who stand tall in the face of it all. Thank you so much, Augustine.
Great, thank you. As you're taking the photo, we'll move to Councilmember Price, District 9.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Councilmember Geraldo and Park, for continuing the legacy, kicking off our Pride celebration. It's an honor to be part of this recognition and celebration of the LGBTQ community, a community whose courage, resilience, compassion, and drive has shaped LA for over 100 years and more. In my district, we don't just talk inclusion, we live it. I'm especially proud to recognize two stellar members of my staff who represent the very best of public service. Alex, my senior advisor, has dedicated 20 years to the city of Los Angeles. His integrity, heart, and wisdom are key qualities that make Alex a wonderful representation of what we stand for in the new nine. Step forward, Alex. Yeah. Alex's leadership behind the scenes continues to move critical policy and legislative work forward, and we're better for it. And Ricky, one of our stellar case managers in our field office, is a trusted advocate for our community. Whether it's assisting a senior navigate city services or advocating our unhoused neighbors, Ricky brings empathy and care to his work. Both Alex and Ricky are exemplary members of the CD9 community and the LGBT community, and their contributions to our district and city are invaluable. As we celebrate Pride this June, we're reminded of the brave Angelinos who have paved the way as we recommit ourselves to making LA a city where everyone, no matter who they love or who they are seeing, make sure that they know they are seen, they're safe, and that they are supported. Happy Pride Day, Los Angeles.
Thank you, Councilmember Price. Next, we move to Councilwoman Hutt.
Good morning, everyone. It's still morning, right? It's still Good morning. Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Chair. Thank you, Councilwoman Jurado and Councilwoman Park, for making sure this is a celebration where people are seen in our City Hall. Pride Month is a time for celebration, reflection, honoring the incredible individuals who advocate and champion the LGBTQ+ community. Today, I'm excited to honor a truly remarkable individual who embodies the spirit of pride and relentless advocacy. I'd like to introduce you all to the Jasmine Cannon. Jasmine is a powerhouse. As an award-winning journalist and a brilliant strategist, she's dedicated her career to using her voice to shed light on critical issues, often fearlessly speaking truth to power. Her work has consistently amplified the voices of marginalized communities, ensuring their stories are heard and their concerns are addressed. But beyond her professional accolades, Jasmine is a community builder. She's one of the visionaries and co-founders of our very own South LA Pride event. Everyone from South LA Pride, can you holler? Yes, yes. An annual celebration that was in the 8th, but I stole it, and now it's in the 10th district. It is something that is a cornerstone of Black LGBTQ+ community in Los Angeles. It speaks volumes about Jasmine's dedication to ensuring that everyone feels seen, celebrated, and in these days and times, safe. We're honoring Jasmine today for her passionate advocacy, but also for her commitment to creating, just what I said, safe spaces in a world where safe havens are more important than ever. Her work with South LA Pride has provided a vital space for joy, expression, and solidarity. It's a place where people of color can gather, connect, and celebrate their authentic selves without reservation. What's our date?
August 9th.
Our date is August 9th. Come to Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex all day, all night. We're going to have a ball. Thank you, Jasmine, for your tireless efforts, your powerful voice, and for building more inclusive and loving community for all of us. Your work truly makes a difference. Happy Pride. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Councilwoman Hutt. And we'll move to Councilwoman Park.
Thank you, Council President, and thank you, Councilwoman Jurado, for putting together this incredibly joyous celebration here in our council chambers. I also wanted to mention that this morning we launched our exhibit on the gallery bridge, or the bridge gallery. It is absolutely fantastic. This year, our exhibit is Pride in Print, LGBTQ+ Lives Through Literature. And this is an incredible and really fun collaboration with Department of Cultural Affairs. Really well done. Thank you guys, the LA Public Library. And it includes 21 different literary contributors and authors who tell their stories through different lenses and different perspectives. So go up and have a visit to the exhibit. It's fantastic, and get your summer reading list ready. In addition to this incredible celebration in Chambers this morning, tonight, to kick off LA Pride Weekend, we are going to be lighting LA City Hall in the Pride colors. So make sure you come out. It is a great spot for a selfie. Finally, I want to take a minute and invite you all out to Venice Pride this weekend on Saturday. We will be taking over Windward. There are food trucks, DJs, queer market. It is an absolutely fantastic event. So whatever you thought your plans were on Saturday, come and hang out with us in Venice Beach. And then finally, I am super excited to get to honor CD11's honoree this month, the Rainbow Book Bus and Executive Director, Adam Powell. Adam, for those of you who don't know about the Rainbow Book Bus, this incredible space travels across the country to places like Tennessee, Alabama, Florida, Louisiana, and Texas, bringing literature and often banned books to communities where children and others don't have access to those materials. So you're continuing to inspire and educate and bring pride everywhere you go in Los Angeles and beyond. So on behalf of Council District 11, thank you so much for your continued work and support of Pride.
Great. Thank you so much, Councilwoman Park. Now we move to Councilmember Soto Martinez.
Thank you so much, Council President. Next to me. Good morning, everyone. Happy Pride. Woo-hoo. I want to thank Councilwoman Jurado for leading us in this incredible presentation, and I certainly agree with many of the words that were said here today about the spirit of Pride. It was born out of protest. It was joy born out of a lot of suffering. But we have to remember that oftentimes we got to come back to the spirit, and someone who I think is epitome of that spirit is my honoree from Silver Lake, Maybe a Girl. Round of applause for her, please. Now I gotta say, if you're a queer activist in CD13, you got some big shoes to fill, because that's the home of the Black Hat protests, the home of the first Pride Parade in the world. At the same time we did it with Chicago and New York, but maybe has done an incredible job filling those shoes. She's a member of the Silver Lake Neighborhood Council, a dedicated member of SELA, the neighborhood coalition to help homelessness, bringing the intersection of homelessness and many of the trans youth that are coming here to Los Angeles. Maybe led a campaign to remove discriminatory no U-turn signs in Silver Lake that were used against the LGBT community to criminalize them. And she's also a non-binary drag queen. If you haven't seen any of her shows, I've seen her many times, always a great time. And so on behalf of all the residents of CD13, thank you for being just an incredible leader in the district and in the city and keeping that fighting spirit for CD13. Thank you so much, Amigo.
Thank you so much. I really
Great.
appreciate
Thank you, Councilmember Soto Martinez. Councilmember Jurado is next, or are you? Okay, Councilmember Jurado is next.
Oh, I already did my honor.
You've
The
done it.
citywide. I'm going to toss it to Councilmember Mikaska.
Thank you.
All right, to take us home for our final presentation.
Once again, the 1-5 is going to bring it home. Thank you very much, Councilman Jurado, for this great day of joy and celebration. This is really wonderful. Our honoree in the 1-5 is Pete Settlemeyer. Where is he? There he is, right there. So Pete is the Executive Director, CEO of the Harbor Area Boys and Girls Club. Do we have a crowd from the Harbor Boys and Girls Clubs? So Pete was raised in Whittier, California, and had a career, but his mom, see, when you're in the 1-5, you have to have an origin story. His mom was born and raised in San Pedro and went to Mary Star and San Pedro High, so that gave him the foot in the door. Pete had a career that took him all over the place to Atlanta, where he was an educator, and he worked in equity and education, really, really important. He worked with Boys and Girls Clubs movement, but outside of San Pedro, outside of the Harbor area. And when we had an executive director retire, we did this gigantic search for who would be the executive director of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the LA Harbor. It is over 20, probably 27 locations, serves almost 3,000 kids a day, critically important to the operation of the 1-5, and it is a great organization. We were so honored, we were so pleased to have Pete apply for the work, interview for the work, get the job, and Pete came into the Harbor area, which is a hard place to break into. He came in as a newcomer and as a gay man, a married man, and I will say it is a tribute to him, to his goodness, to his attention to make sure that he's lifting up the kids in our community, all of the kids in our community, that he has been immediately accepted by this community and loved by this community. as witnessed by all the people from the Boys and Girls Club. We're going to cheer for him right now. And Jake Thompson, his husband. Jake, come on up. Jake Thompson is also a constant in our community, supporting everything in our community. I will say that Pete has a great team around him. He has a great board. He has great leadership in the clubs. He also, I'm going to give a look. Jake, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing Pete with us. He also has great support from someone who used to be on my staff, who many of you know, who is also a gay out man, and that is Sergio Carrillo. Sergio, come on, raise your hand. I know, Sergio pretends he doesn't want the attention. So the 1-5 is really, really honored to have Pete. We have, on behalf of the 265,000 souls in the 1-5, we have this great congratulations to Pete and Jake. Thank you so much. We have this beautiful orchid. We could not be more pleased to entrust our children, our most valuable asset in the 1-5, to you and to your organization. Thank you so much, Pete.
Thank you.
So, Council Chair, I'm just
Wait,
going to...
but before we go, we have one more presentation.
Okay.
Councilmember Hart.
Well, I'm going to just close it out.
But before you close it out, we have one more honoree.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Gay
So-
people. Woo.
All right. So we have one more honoree. I've already presented the honoree for Council District 3, but Councilwoman Rahman can't be here today, and she is my neighboring councilwoman, and it is appropriate, and I'll see the connection between my honoree and this honoree. So Councilwoman Rahman's honoree, she's unable to be here, but she asked me to speak to him. His name is Stephen Milley, and he is the owner of the first and only gay bar in Reseda called See Friends. And this is the bar that Amos, my honoree, met his partner, who we announced the engagement earlier of. So it's all connected. It's all connected. And See Friends has been a safe haven and supportive community space for queer people and people of all backgrounds in the San Fernando Valley since 2005. Millie was born and raised in New York in 1952, where he worked in the restaurant business for many years before entering law school. He ultimately moved to the Valley to continue his studies at Southwest Law, and he practiced until 1994, which is when he decided to switch gears and fill a critically needed community need. The queer scene was very difficult in the 2000s. It's very different than it was now. Back then, there wasn't social media, there weren't dating apps, there was just good old-fashioned meeting people in bars. And that is the role See Friends played for so many queer and questioning young people and adults in the Valley. Gay bars have historically been a place where LGBTQIA+ individuals could meet and socialize, but more than that, they became lifelines for many queer and closeted people. As a gay man himself, Stephen recognized the importance of creating a third space that fosters inclusivity, friendship, community, and care. And now, after 20 years of building that space, See Friends has become an oasis for many in the Valley's LGBTQIA+ community. Stephen, thank you for your years of dedication, and on behalf of Councilwoman Rahman and you as the owner of See Friends, most importantly, being a caretaker of the queer community in the Valley, we thank you and congratulate you. And now, Councilwoman Jurado, I turn it back to you.
Thank you, Councilmember Blumenfeld. I just want to say I really got emotional earlier being here, hearing my colleagues' support and seeing everybody. It means a lot, right? But like Fannie Lou Hamer says, I'm tired of symbolism. I want something material. And so I'm going to end in saying that Pride is more than a party. We need to meaningfully protect our communities. Safety for our communities that are here is a privilege and not a right. Becca Moran, I want you to remind you of Linda Becca Roman, who was an Ecuadorian trans immigrant who died at the hands of police LAPD in Pacoima. When we talk about safety in our communities, we need to put our money where our mouth is and make sure that our budget reflects our value and recognize that safety is not just for the few of us that have money or look a certain way. And so when we're looking about how we're crafting our budget and the duty that we have as elected officials to protect all of our communities, it is incumbent upon you to think about how you make your votes and where you put your money. And so, for everyone that's in this room that is here and it's their first time, or they're crying like me because I'm feeling seen, let's tell them right now, look them in the eye and tell them, do the right thing. One more time, y'all, look at them and say, do the right thing. One more time for the people on the left. Do the right thing. And the one on the top too. Do the right thing. Thank you. Happy Pride, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Councilwoman Arado. Great Heritage Month celebration. And we're going to transition now and turn it over to Councilwoman Hutt, who is going to lead us in a different presentation, honoring Leela James. So if we could quietly transition. Welcome, Councilwoman Hutt, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Are we still in morning? Yes? Is it noon yet? No?
Another half hour before noon.
Okay,
All good.
okay. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. And it is also Black Music Month. Yay! Give it up. Black music is foundational to nearly every major American music genre: blues, jazz, gospel, R&B, hip-hop, soul, funk, rock, house, and more. These sounds don't just influence our culture, they create it. From the songs sung by enslaved Americans to the birth of jazz in New Orleans, to hip-hop in the Bronx, this music reflects the lived experiences, pain, joy, and perseverance of the Black community. And today, in honor of Black Music Month, I'm excited to honor an incredible musician, Miss Leela James. Leela James was born and raised in CD10. She attended Dorsey High School. She's an alum, and we recently did an event there. She could see the school she grew up in. And she's been a titan of soul and R&B music for the past 2 decades. Combining classic soul with contemporary R&B, Leela forged her own path into the music industry and was nicknamed the goddaughter of soul by the legendary James Brown. From the beginning of her career, she's made it clear that she stands on the shoulders of legends like Aretha Franklin, Al Green, and Donny Hathaway. Her debut album, A Change Is Gonna Come, was a tribute to traditional soul music and was titled by Sam Cooke's iconic civil rights anthem. Leela has landed 7 top 20 R&B radio hits, including 2 #1 songs on the Billboard's chart. Her song, Complicated, which is the story of my life, which was particularly popular, holding the #1 spot. Oh, y'all caught it. Thank you. #1 spot on Billboard's adult R&B song charts for 3 weeks straight. Her talent has also been recognized by Soul Train Certified Awards and the NAACP Image Awards. Leela James uses her voice not only to entertain, but to empower. Whether she's singing about the importance of loving yourself, letting go of toxic relationships, or standing strong in vulnerability. Her music uplifts people. And that's why we're honoring Leela's incredible work today, because she uses her voice not just to entertain, but to empower. And as we continue to celebrate Black Music Month, let's not just listen to the music, let's really feel it. Let's recognize the profound impact artists like Leela James have on our souls, remind us of the enduring power, resilience, and sheer brilliance of Black music. Her voice isn't just entertainment, it's a legacy and example of how a song can uplift and inspire us all. Thank you, Leela James, for your gifts and for sharing them with us, and I'm excited to bring you to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Hello, everyone. And I'm very honored to be here. A little nervous right now, but let me see. I just want to say a couple quick words. This is an incredible moment for me, and I'm truly honored to be standing here today. First, I want to extend my deepest thanks to the Councilwoman Heather Hutton in the City of Los Angeles for this beautiful recognition. To my management, Rex and Sid, thank you for believing in me on the days that I didn't even believe in myself. To my family, you are my foundation, my heart. To BMG, thank you for giving me my voice and a home and a helping place to share my story with the world. To my amazing fans, this is just as yours, as much as it's mine. Your love has carried me through every high and every low. To my tour family, you've seen the sweat, the sacrifices, and the joys behind the scenes, and I couldn't do this without you. And to my publicist, Tavia, thank you for amplifying my voice and making sure that the world knows what I stand for and what I am, who I am. Thank you so much to the City of Los Angeles, my home, where I was born and raised several years ago, and it just feels good to be embraced and loved by your own. Thank you again for this honor. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Before Ms. Hutt, we have members on the queue. Mr. Harris Dawson.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and thank you, Councilmember Hutt, for bringing the great, amazing, and fabulous Leela James, our community's own Leela James, to council to be celebrated as a part of Black Music Month here. I just wanted to rise and thank you on behalf of all of the people of this city, especially the people of South LA. I can remember when you were just starting to develop your career, and back then we could hear you for free in Lamert Park, and now you got to pay for parking and a ticket and all the rest because of your success. And everybody who's listening, if you don't know Leela James, Gwen Stefani made a song called Don't Speak Famous. And I'll just say this, you haven't really heard that song until you've heard Leela James sing that song. And so again, thank you for everything that you have done for us and the gift that you'll continue to be going forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Back to you, Councilwoman Hutt, to close.
Thank you. So what we have for you today are many things. We have many gifts. First, we have a certificate of recognition. And it's on behalf of the City of Los Angeles and the 10th District. We honor you for exceptional contributions to the world of rhythm and blues. Your soulful expression and steadfast commitment to authentic storytelling through music has made a profound impact. As a trailblazer in contemporary R&B, your artistry has inspired generations and touched the hearts of fans worldwide. We sincerely thank you for joining us in our Mother's Day celebration, and we deeply appreciate your dedication, talent, and enduring legacy. On this June 6th, it's signed by me, Council President Marquise Harris Dawson, and Council Member Kern Price.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow. So beautiful.
Wait, one more thing.
Wow, look at that.
And then a little something for you to take home, and
wow, it's amazing.
And it is a tribute to your years of dedication to music and the many faces of Leela James.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Big round of applause for Leela James. All right, thank you, Councilwoman Hutt.
Thank you.
Our next presentation will be brought to us by Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez. Come on up. Celebrating 15 years of Hollywood Fringe. He has an important presentation for us. Mr. Soto Martinez, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Council President. You know, some of us might wonder if Councilmember Blumenfield has ever been part of the Hollywood Fringe, but you're always welcome to come. Oh, please come up, come up. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, happy Pride once again. Thank you so much, Mr. Council President. But before we begin, we have a trailer to kick off the 2025 Hollywood Fringe Festival. If we can please cue that up. Yeah, thank you so much. Incredible video. It's my honor today to recognize and celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Hollywood Fringe Festival. Every year for the last 15 years, Hollywood Fringe has provided a platform for emerging, definitely experimental, and underrepresented artists to express themselves. We know CD13 is a hub for creative energy, but that's just not in CD13. It's also in the entire Southern California region. It builds community and has developed a creativity on stage in front of audiences from all over the world. The goal of Fringe is to make live theater more accessible, not just for the artists, but for the audiences too. If you've ever been to Fringe, you know that you can probably catch multiple shows on one night. The venues are very close to each other. They're very walkable. And I encourage folks to book as many as you can on any given night. Now, last year, I took that to task with my own personal staff. And they're laughing because one of our constituents, Kelly Riley, produced a show called The Dolphin I Loved. And it was a true yet very funny and outrageous story about a scientist that fell in love with a dolphin. And let me say, the show was hilarious, funny, and not suitable for an audience today. Fringe has consistently created and maintained an environment that is welcoming to all, helping fund projects for underrepresented and low-income Angelenos. In fact, part of the proceeds of Fringe is to subsidize this up-and-coming artist to give them a platform to express themselves. And that has created an incredibly diverse community of creatives. Every show at Hollywood Fringe is entirely produced by the artist, creating a free, open, and collaborative artistic community that truly reflects the values of the City of Angels. And by activating venues in the heart of Hollywood, Fringe also helps local businesses. People go there to watch a show, get a beer, get dinner, have fun with their friends. It's truly an amazing experience to be there. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the festival director for Hollywood Fringe, Louis Neville.
So sorry, we're doing a little bit of a flip. I'm Ellen, I'm the co-executive director of Hollywood Fringe. Thank you so much for this great honor. I'm so excited to be here. I'm also so excited to be here during Pride Month because 30% of our programming is queer, and we are just so grateful to be presenting that here in Los Angeles. The Hollywood Fringe is the largest open access theater festival in the United States, and we are the largest performing arts festival in Los Angeles. We are a mighty beast with a huge impact and a tiny, tiny team of artists and creatives who are really pushing the bar to make sure that the independent arts are funded. I really wanted to thank you, the City Council, for reinstating the arts budget for the DCA because we are a cultural grant recipient, and it means so much to us that the arts is funded here in Los Angeles. We have about 2,000 artists that perform under us annually, and it is a huge, huge impact for anything that we can do. So thank you so much. I hope you come to us for the whole month of June, and I'm going to pass it off to my co-executive director, Lois.
Hi.
Short. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Beyond our annual festival, we are a service platform funding programs like Fringe Exchange, scholarships, and the Artist Fund, which provide cultural exchange opportunities for our artists and international artists, as well as opportunities for BIPOC, disabled, queer, and low-income Angelinos in Hollywood, because we want our festival to truly represent the beautiful diversity that is Los Angeles. We host year-round programming that also commits to education. We want producers to experience the entrepreneurial spirit that is the arts, becoming artists who are producers so that they have a career long after Fringe. It has been our mission to provide space and a spotlight to our local independent artist scene because it's out there, it's thriving, and they have stories to share. It is truly an honor to serve our community and bring new, bold, raw, impactful work to Hollywood. Theater isn't dead. It's very much alive and vital to our understanding of ourselves and each other. Theater makes the world better, and we're honored to bring that here to Hollywood every June. Thank you.
Hello, guess who the actor is? Guess they brought an artist to talk to you all, and that person's me. My name is Christine Farah. I'm Chris Farah. I'm a board member of the Hollywood Fringe Theater Festival. I first started in 2013 with my first show. I was nominated for Best Solo Show, and I thought that was pretty great. My commercial career was really shitty at the time, so I came back in 2014 with the show, and then I won Best Cabaret. And then in 2015, I was like, this is the best thing ever, and I created with the festival the Diversity Scholarship Program. And since 2015, we've awarded scholarships to shows and to artists creating work not only that serves their marginalized, underrepresented voices, but the marginalized and underrepresented voices of Los Angeles. That means a lot of our programming happens in Spanish. That means a lot of the diversity scholarships we've given are for, of course, even like for Armenians, for people that are literally in Los Angeles, smaller groups who don't get to see themselves. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you do. Anyway, let me say, not only that, this whole city is filled with artists, actors, writers, production people, designers that need work. And when they're not getting paid from the film industry, they need to have a space to work out their craft. And when we're talking about how production is leaving because they don't have money to do production here, let's at least give a space for art to be created here, especially that art that serves this city. So thank you all so much, but also thank you to the Hollywood Fringe, because without that, I don't even know what the landscape of Los Angeles arts would be. Bye!
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, I think we're highlighting something that I think is really important, is that, you know, we talk about film credits and making, you know, movies easier, but we really got to start at the grassroots level. And that's what I really love about the Hollywood Fringe Festival, is that those folks that we know that are super famous started as people who came to the city and just struggled to get the name recognition and create and perfect their craft. And that's what we're talking about. It's truly at the grassroots level, helping support many different artists. And so I hope folks can go to hollywoodfringe.org, check out the show, figure out how you can plug in, support these local artists. And on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, I'd like to present this plaque for the 15th anniversary of the Hollywood Fringe Festival. May we have 15 years more and 15 years more, and let's continue to support our creatives and up-and-coming artists. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Lots of us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Blumenfield, and we hope to see you do a show pretty soon. You certainly have the talent. You have the talent.
I look forward to coming and seeing an amazing show. Okay, we have one more presentation. Oh, Councilmember Nazarian is on the queue. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Council President. It was a very last-minute thought. I just wanted to get up and say thank you for the work that you do. When I had the pleasure to serve in the state legislature, one of the first acts I did was to increase the funding for the arts, which led to getting back to an all-time high. And unfortunately, with recent budgetary devastation, it's been cut again. But believe it or not, the state budget in 2013 on the arts, administered through the Arts Council, was only $5 million. Only $5 million for a state the size where at that time the budget was $155 billion. So there's a lot of work to do, and arts is the best way of expressing and being able to communicate because it doesn't require letters, words spoken. So thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you, Councilmember Nazarian. Thank you, Councilmember Soto Martinez. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, so that concludes our presentation portion of this meeting. We'll now move on to the next. Is there anything before public comment, or can we move to public comment?
Council may go into public comment now, sir.
Great. Please read the instructions for public comment.
To people providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak, please state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 2 minutes total for the items open for public comment. We will tell you when your time is up. When speaking of the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you're on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the president. At that point, you need to immediately and clearly get on topic. If you do not do so, or you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment today are items 1 and 6. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment, which will be held immediately after your agenda item comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction.
I'll begin reading names.
Okay, let's start with
Bobby
the
M., Quinn, and Hamid Khan.
Okay, if you've heard your name, please come to the left side of the chamber. House left, stage right.
Which items would you like to speak to?
Item, general comments and item number 4.
Item 4 is not available for public comment. You can speak to item 4 in your general public
Okay,
comment.
so some of the people that you have noted have already had to leave because there are about 9 different ice raids going on within a 2-mile radius. On 9th and Town, at the Refresh Spot, on 15th and Santa Fe, at the garment factory over there in the Fashion District. And that's what brings me to this comment about real-time crime center. Because what you're doing is expanding mass surveillance, creating a whole biometric dragnet, and the information sharing that is picked up through these real-time crime centers. You have the license plate readers, you have CCTV cameras, you have record management systems, which is a constant feeder to the federal government, which goes to the Joint Regional Intelligence Center or the Fusion Center, which becomes a pipeline of information that does ICE know where somebody still lives? How does ICE know and CBP knows that where the community is? And we are part of the Community Self-Defense Coalition. Every day we are going and intervening into several ICE raids. And how are these people finding out? We sent a letter, you got to stop this thing, and this is going to expand.
Speaker, your time is up.
I'd like to call some more names. Ahmed Bakar, Julio Hernandez, and Rob Shields.
Good morning, Council.
Which items would you like to speak to?
I'm sorry I'm late. 1 and 6 and public comment, please.
You'll have 2 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please start with the items.
Thank you. Item 6, the budget. You know, one of the things that falls under budget is parks, and I want to thank whoever was at ET Park this morning, and that's why I'm late. I stood there, and I just watched as they were doing a job to repair the wrecks that have taken place at ET. So thank all of you who have made that possible. You know, I'm really getting tired of putting in 10 names just so I can get up here. I think it's time to stop playing these games of we have to do this, you guys do that. Now, you guys could deny it, but I've been here for 36 years and I've never seen this happen before. It started with Martinez, and it seems to be continuing. I would hope that this council would get a little more dignity and start treating us with a little dignity and at least allow us to speak when we do come here. And it is a long ways from the San Fernando Valley, but it's worth it. Thank you, Mr. President.
If you'd like to speak, please come to the left side of chambers. Thank you.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
Item number 1.
You'll have 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm here to object to the hearing about the lien being enforced on the property. We've repeatedly asked for information. We have been trying to get permits ourselves to demo the property. There was work done at the property by the city's contractors prior to us being deemed a public nuisance at the property. We'd like to have the full information and details of things that had been done on the property that we're being charged for, and have some sort of meeting with a smaller group of people to actually get the information that we need before this is actually implemented and recorded on the property. That's all. Thank you.
Maybe we can have someone from CD13 talk to you on the side. Okay.
Hey, good morning and happy Pride Month. Thank you for everyone that took a moment. And,
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
Yeah, a general public comment.
Okay,
sorry.
you'll have 1 minute.
Yeah, my name is Corey Patterson. I am actually a CD4 or a CD14 constituent, Skid Row resident. I'm here actually to speak on our Skid Row Housing Trust buildings, still the 17 that are in disarray from Leo. Really quick. I have a tenant, a neighbor that this morning, well, not even this morning, 2 days has been without water in his shower. Maintenance on the way to this room almost ran us over in the road, witnessing it. I want to say really quick, Ms. Rodriguez, you're absolutely correct. Through all of those hearings that we sat in these rooms, we're pot in. We're deep. We're deep. It's horrible, the amount of money we waste in the city. But we have time to talk about that. I just saw Mr. Heath in the hallways. We need to do something. We need help still, and I know this is going to go on deaf ears, but action is where it's going to be, and I wish Ms. Rahman will be in committee meeting and be able to talk. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker. Or singer.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
We'll take both items and general public comment, please.
Okay, you'll have 2 minutes for each and 1 minute for general public comment.
Thank you. The first item is nuisance abatement, a lien for $238,901.18. Sometimes these liens are justified, sometimes they're a little bit overkill, depending on the situation and who the owner is. It begs the question, who are we not seeking nuisance abatement from? I know that it's not really a popular topic anymore. It's not really so much in the news, but Ocean-wide Plaza has cost the city a lot of money in security fees, and I don't know that we've sought nuisance abatement or reimbursement from the owner of that development to deal with the costs that the city's incurred on that. So maybe that's something we should be considering. On item 6, this is regarding consideration of the time the mayor has to potentially veto the budget. Today is the last day. Councilmember Gerardo earlier mentioned that the budget reflects your priorities when you were all up here waxing poetic about how much you care about gay people. In particular, Mr. Blumenfeld, who honored Amos Marvel from Reseda. I know Amos, no one's more deserving than him of an honor like he received today, but I can't help but recall when he was leading a charge to try to reinstate a lived experience advisory board for people experiencing homelessness, and even though he got broad support and tons of CISs filed on that motion, nothing happened in this body. You told him, we can't afford that, but what you should have said is we don't want to. And then you wax poetic about how much you appreciate his advocacy for the unhoused residents. You appreciate his free labor, but you don't want to do anything about this issue.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a council member full of shit who ran a platform of transparency and government access. She said she'd break the status quo of corrupt City Hall, but once she won and took office, she quickly dropped the ball. She was lying after all. In February, an alliance of 34 NCs passed a motion seeking reinstatement of remote commenting, comments made by calling. Despite her campaign promises and broad support for this request, her office says that she won't move to challenge MHD's decision. She's too afraid. Can you guess who it is? Coward Nithya Raman. I made a mistake writing that one on the first Friday of the month because she's never here that day. We need to reinstate telephone comment, and anyone who ran a platform on people's access to government should be ashamed that you haven't challenged your president on that yet. Shout out Smoke and Scan.
All right, well, I like the change to 70s TV shows. That's good. Next speaker.
That's before my time.
Speaker,
way
which items would
before
you
my
like to
time.
speak to?
Item, I think it's 1 and 6, and general public comment. This is pretty loud today, y'all, just so you know.
So you have 2 minutes for the items and one
Oh,
for
yo,
general
can you start my
public
time
comment.
over? You just started it before, while you were introducing me. All right, thank you. So the liens, you know, we go back and forth. I'm not a property owner. I do stand up for a lot of the property owners and business owners because I guess I'm a glutton for punishment and I'm addicted to fucking helping people that treat me like shit. I don't know. It could be self-destructive tendencies. It could be my own personality traits. Who knows? It could be a result of my own living situation. Me feeling guilty for, you know, not taking care of my own parents. I don't know. But I try to stick up for these people because when y'all are in a budget crisis, you really go to the weirdest places looking for pennies in the couch. You would go over your broke grandmother's house and start looking at her couch for pennies if you could. And it's really sad. I don't really know what to say about that, but like, get the fuck off their backs, because the homeowners and business owners, they're the ones with the real means to make y'all lives uncomfortable. I can't do shit. I don't have no power. I'm barely a citizen, but they're the ones that y'all need to stop coming breathing down the neck of, because they're the ones with the real means to harm y'all. Item number 6. I hope the mayor does veto that shit, because y'all are all on some weirdness. You had, Hugo, fucking Soto Martinez, Hugo like juice, right? Because he definitely be sipping. Standing like a goon behind Karen Bass when she fired the fire chief. So we know he's down with her in some weird way. There's weird alliances happening. So I hope the mayor does veto that shit so we can come back and shut this down. News from the Far East. Flint City, the public shut down the meeting and the budget wasn't able to get passed. So that's a possibility. We could do that in Los Angeles. The possibilities are endless. You got people up there that used to act like they're from the streets and shit and all that bullshit. Listen, they up there, they got their bangs, they got their nice, little outfits and shit now, and they do shit like these photo ops and pretend like shit's all sweet, but the real people out in the streets know. Shout out Mr. Pancake and everybody out in the streets. I got 2 more seconds. Fuck y'all fakeness. General public comment. I don't really know what to say to y'all sometimes because, a lot of the hate, if not all the hate in my heart's pretty much gone away. So it's more just a mix between rage and sadness. And that's pretty much what I bounce between when I come here sometimes, is rage at the way y'all treat the public and sadness at the way y'all parade gay people and immigrants and trans for photo ops to pad y'all little political fucking careers. While y'all, there's a non-binary or trans person, I'm not sure which one, they come in here, they got a real nice style, short hair, glasses, with like a blazer a lot of the time, and y'all don't really pay attention to them, and they have a lot of good shit to say. And y'all don't pay attention to them. I know there's a lot of allies out here and people, y'all, look at y'all on your phones. The public is having enough of this shit. I don't got the energy to do nothing to y'all. I don't have the means, but the public does. Los Angeles knows better than y'all. Y'all don't represent them. Y'all gotta get off your fucking phones.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
Good evening, council members. My name is Emily Martirosian, and I live in North Hollywood. I'm here to talk today about something important, something that hurts people even when others don't mean it, and that's microaggressions. Microaggressions are small actions or comments that make someone feel like they don't belong. They're not always loud or obvious, sometimes a joke, a stereotype, or even a remark. That seems harmless but actually cuts deep, and when these things happen over and over, they can make people feel judged, left out, or like they don't matter. As an Armenian girl, I've experienced this. I've heard people say things like, Armenians are always angry, or aren't Armenians known for committing fraud? I've even heard people say that the Armenian genocide didn't happen, like it's something we made up. That's not just offensive, it's painful. It disrespects my history, my culture, and my family. And I know I'm not the only one. People in North Hollywood come from many different backgrounds, deal with these types of comments all the times. It might not seem like a big deal to the person saying it, but to the person hearing it, it sucks. That's why I'm asking for a change. I believe we can make our city better by doing 3 simple things.
Hi, I'm Janie Garcia for general public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
So I'm here to talk about the real-time crime centers. And I know that there's people sitting here on city council that worked very closely with the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition, where in the last 14 years, we've been talking about the dangers of information integration. And so this real-time crime center is wanting to be spread throughout the city of Los Angeles. And currently, as we know that Skid Row is under attack by ICE and LAPD is also present, this type of information sharing is what causes these moments to happen. So you have automatic license plate readers that are uploaded into private databases that ICE can have access to. We have LAPD wanting to buy Fusus, and we know that CCTV will be connected through that, and we know that ICE will have connections to that. So Ulysses, you know that you've worked with Stop LAPD Spying. You have to find a way to stop this.
Speaker, which item would you like to speak to?
It was going to be item 4, but I'll do a general comment instead. I'm
1
from
minute.
District 11. I refuse to give up my real freedoms for fake safety. It's disappointing that so many elected officials willingly give up their own freedoms and the freedoms of the people you're supposed to represent. What's dangerous is you think you understand all this surveillance technology. You've probably read some brochures, watched some videos, had some meetings with experts explaining it all to you. So you feel like an insider. But that's all marketing, and you're buying it. Law enforcement doesn't prevent crime. They are violence workers, plain and simple. There's a long list of reasons why we shouldn't roll out RTCCs and LAPRs, but bottom line, it infringes on the basic privacy of all of us. But we know who will be targeted. Just like the data centers built in and polluting exploited Black, brown, indigenous, impoverished community, this tech will target those same communities acutely and falsely. If you really want to make the city safer, infuse resources into them, not surveillance. Thank you.
Hello.
Speaker, which item would you like to speak to?
1, 4, 6, and public comment.
Okay, you have 2 minutes for item 1 and 6. You can speak to item 4 in your general public comment.
Citizens, part of the council choosing to do their job, pig scum. Every time I'm here, I watch you on your phones not paying attention, so I'll make it short and sweet. Mass surveillance under the guise of public safety is a farce. This bullshit doesn't prevent crime, and we should be abolishing
Speaker,
the
that doesn't
police
seem to
instead
be
of giving
on
them
the
more
agenda
tools they will
today.
use
We
to
can
prop
move you
up
to
and
general
tech wash
public
their
comment.
ongoing monopoly on violence. Expanding a technological ecosystem that is used by the LAPD and city attorney, who is herself under investigation for racialized bias, to oppress and criminalize citizens in whom the state has no valid interest is a fundamental injustice. This waste of city funds does not help people. The sole purpose of these tools is to manufacture consent for the next violation of civil liberties and human rights in the litany of injustices that voters will see on the news and that will define your legacies should history bother to remember you at all. To be here discussing the expansion of police surveillance after saccharine and superficial celebrations of pride and liberatory struggle earlier in this meeting is doubly ironic. This kind of technology and the things that predated it have been used and will continue to be used by this council and the LAPD
Speaker,
to
you can
further
move on to
criminalize
item
and
1, or you can
marginalize
consider this your
communities
general public
who are
comment.
already the primary
Over.
targets of state violence. Among them, LGBTQ plus people, immigrants, and anyone
Speaker?
at odds with the racist.
Okay, his time is done. Your time is done. No, you spoke on general public comment. Thank you. We'll move to the next speaker. Sorry, we have basic rules we have to follow. You can't just keep going on. Next speaker. Okay, you are removed. Sergeants, subject to Rule 7, Rule 12, you're disrupting this meeting. We told you to stop. Okay, we have the next speaker is our final speaker. Go ahead.
All right. Good morning.
Speaker, which item would you like to speak on?
I'll be speaking on general and item 6.
Okay, can you start with item 6? You'll have 1 minute for that, and then 1 minute for general public comment.
So, good morning, everyone. My name is Roy Saman. I'm the president of the Engineers and Architects Association. We represent over 6,000 city employees. We are here, happy Pride, to encourage you all to take pride in the work that you did on the budget. Hundreds of hours were spent listening to the public. Hundreds of comments were submitted to the council file on this item. We encourage you to land the plane. Let's wrap this up. My members want to get back to work. We don't want to be in limbo anymore, wondering about if our jobs will be secure in the coming weeks. We want the delicate Jenga tower that we've constructed in the budget this year to remain standing. So that means you can't pull out little blocks from a Jenga tower once it's as Swiss cheesed as our budget is this year. So please maintain the budget. We encourage you all to take pride in the work that this body has done to put that budget together. I'll switch over now to general. I do want to thank everyone again for the work that has gone in to hearing from us, hearing from your constituents, hearing from our members on the critical work that city employees do to provide services to every corner of this city, from Silmar to San Pedro, from Lawa to the borders of East LA. Our members are there from airport to zoo, as we say, providing those critical services. And so we appreciate the many opportunities that we've had to share with you all about what we do and why we do it and why we're so committed to restoring pride in the city and pride in how this city works, and pride in the process that we have instilled within all of you, that we have empowered this body with. So we encourage you to, again, as I said, take pride in your work, take pride in the budget that you've passed. Thank you so much. Happy Pride.
Mr. President, would you like to close public comment?
Okay, that's the last speaker. This public comment is officially closed. What's next on the agenda?
Mr. President, council may now vote on item 1, sir.
Okay, item 1 is before us. Are there any members wish to speak to it? Seeing no members on the queue, let's open the roll, close the roll, and tally the votes.
13 ayes.
Okay, that measure is approved. Next.
Mr. President, council has motions for posting and referral.
Okay, without objection, they are posted and referred.
The desk is clear, sir.
Okay, colleagues, are there any announcements? Councilwoman Hernandez. Okay, stop yelling out. Okay, sir, you're removed. Subject, Rule 7, Rule 12. You keep yelling out. You are officially removed from this meeting. Get out. You can't just yell out, sir. You're disrupting our meeting. We're happy to listen to you when you're here, but you can't do that. Stop yelling. Okay, sergeants, please remove him. Okay.
Thank you, Council President. I do have an announcement. I'm just
Okay.
waiting for.
We'll come back to you for announcements
Okay.
then. Let's go.
Thank you.
Mr. McCosker has an announcement. Is that correct?
Announcement, yeah.
Yes. Ms. McCosker, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. President and members. I want to make an announcement about tomorrow on June 7th at 10:30 a.m. We will be celebrating Mexican Hollywood on the promenade in the Port of Los Angeles at O'Farrell Street and Harbor Boulevard. I briefly referred to this a couple of weeks ago when one of our colleagues had another presentation. But in the 1920s, there was a 5-acre area on the north end of the waterfront in San Pedro, between San Pedro and Wilmington. It was at First Street, where the Vincent Thomas Bridge now stands. so the foot of the Vincent Thomas Bridge. It was a thriving, beautiful residential community that was known locally as Mexican Hollywood. It was once a tight-knit neighborhood full of culture and community, and now, unfortunately, it is Berth 93 and a vast parking lot and the footing of the Vincent Thomas Bridge. My dad grew up in the next-door neighbor called Barton Hill, and he spent a lot of time in Mexican Hollywood as a kid. It endured and it thrived for many decades until 1952, when families were evicted due to the proposed construction of the Vincent Thomas Bridge, which bridge was completed in 1963. It is unknown, there's no evidence that any families received adequate compensation for their displacement. We have a great group of folks in our community who have gathered all of the information and have advocated for years to recognize Mexican Hollywood, and tomorrow we're going to do that. We're going to have Mexican Hollywood and the square right there on the promenade, and the plans after tomorrow is that we will have a number of cultural events right there at Mexican Hollywood, and I thank the committee, and I'll thank everybody in the community for showing up and supporting this tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Mr. Nazarian.
Thank you, Council President. I wanted to highlight the Women's Wellness Fair taking place tomorrow, Saturday, June 7th, from 9 a.m. to 12:30 in my district at 7800 Vineland Avenue in Sun Valley. Please join us for our Women's Wellness Fair in collaboration with Sun Valley Neighborhood Council and Our Lady of the Holy Rosary Church. We will have workshops on self-defense, karate, aerobics, laugh therapy, diabetes clinic, as well as blood pressure screenings. In addition to the workshops, various resources will be available to attendees. This includes mental health and substance abuse support, free, gently used clothing and shoes, and much more. For any information, please contact my office. Would love to see the neighborhood and the community there, and I welcome all of you as well. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Mr. Nazarian. Continuing announcements. Now we'll go to Councilwoman
Thank you,
Hernandez.
Council President. Please join me, Lance and family and team. Come over here. Thank you. Good afternoon, colleagues. I'm excited to be joined by Lance Mokoto Oishi, who has given 37 years of dedicated service to the city of Los Angeles. I want to thank his colleagues for being here and his wife, Shino, for allowing Lance to come out of retirement for this special occasion. Lance began his career in 1988, just after earning his degree in landscape architecture from Cal Poly Pomona. He became a licensed landscape architect in 1990 and rose through the ranks, working across the Bureau of Engineering, the Department of Recreation and Parks, and the Bureau of Street Services. Throughout his career, Lance led programs that have impacted millions of Angelinos. He managed the street furniture program, oversaw bus benches, and led the sidewalk and transit amenities program, the STOP program. And just yesterday, we unveiled the 150th shelter here in the city of LA. And we're gonna get to the 3,000, I know we are. Thank you, Lance, for your dedicated work there. Lance helped bring infrastructure to communities that need it most. And yet, ask anyone who worked with him, and they'll talk less about the titles and more about the person. They'll tell you Lance was calm under pressure, generous with his time, thoughtful in his leadership, technical, knowledgeable, honest, and kind. A one-of-a-kind soul, they say. Lance, your legacy will live on in the public spaces you helped create and the people you inspired along the way. And so on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, we're proud to recognize your commitment on improving the quality of life for Angelinos for the last 37 years here in the city of Los Angeles. Thank you so much for your dedication.
All right, I think we have some members who want to chime in on this as well. Councilmember Nazarian.
Thank you, Council President. You know, I just wanted to get up and say thank you to Lance for his years of service. Lance was a guy who would see the young staffers who had no clue what was going on in this city, and with his soft, gentle approach, cuddle them, take them in, and help them move forward. So when I joined the city about a little over 25 years ago as a staffer for then Tom LaBonge, Lance was a key person who helped not just me, but also Chief of Staff to Tim McCosker of the Great 15, Jeannie Chang at that time, Jeannie Min now, as well as our good friend Michelle Fleenor. Ms. Shelflin or Han now. So thank you very much for everything you've done. Congratulations. And I think it's time your family has you back. Thank you for your service.
Councilwoman Rodriguez.
Thank you. Congratulations, Lance, on your well-earned retirement. You have just, as Councilwoman Hernandez said, you are actually sprinkled throughout the city of Los Angeles with all the work that you've been involved in. But I want to thank you for the work that we did together during my tenure on the Board of Public Works especially. We helped to recalibrate how people could adopt a median with standardized plans so that we made it easier for communities to do that work. The work on obviously the street furniture. I know that was a very long and arduous process in that transition. And, I just appreciated the amount of your willingness to work on these issues. Obviously the political dynamics as they were difficult, but you always put the city first and you always put the people first and you were always really honest about it. Didn't matter what the facts of what other people were trying to suggest they were. You were true to being a true public servant in your work, and I'm really thankful for that. But also because of your collaboration when we actually introduced the very first smart shelter at Grand Park. That was when everyone said that we couldn't do it, we found a way to make it happen. And now it's part of how we're implementing it now citywide, because when good ideas work, we help find the right people to get in the same room to make it happen. And for that, I will always be grateful for your partnership and your friendship, but your dedication to our city. So congratulations on your well-earned retirement.
Thank you. And Lance, before we go, I want to add my voice to the chorus. I had the privilege of chairing the Public Works Committee when STAP was up, and I got to work closely with you as we transitioned out of the other contract. And it may not be the sexiest thing in the world when you're talking about street furniture, but it's really important, and you were amazing in terms of helping put it all together and handle it, and just you really embody what a great public servant is and can be. So thank you and congratulations. Okay, are there any other announcements? Announcements. Councilwoman Rodriguez?
Yes, thank you. So colleagues, I'm excited. Tomorrow we also have a big unveiling. I'm inviting the public to please join us tomorrow, June 7th from 10 to 1, where we will be hosting the grand reopening of the newly upgraded Foothills Family Recreation and Dog Bark. Again, it's a dog bark because unless property is maintained and managed by our Department of Recreation and Parks, it can't be called a park. So we have the first dog bark opening up in the Northeast San Fernando Valley for large dogs, small dogs, on what was previously Lopez Canyon landfill. It has been decommissioned for many, many years, but we have revitalized this space, something that hasn't been done since frankly, the early 90s. And so it is absolutely beautiful. I want to thank Paula Basignana from my team, and of course, Ricardo Flores, everyone that's been involved in helping to advance this project, working with our great folks at the Bureau of Sanitation. It's been reimagined to incorporate so many needs that we have in the community. We've got ADA compliant recreation and fitness equipment that is there, picnic tables, walking spaces, rain gardens, but the dog bark is, my dog Hercules already went to go test it out. He approves, so we're very excited to be unveiling this for the community tomorrow, and it will be filled with an activation from the Discovery Cube. We'll be doing some science-related activations there for the young people, as well as food trucks, face painting. It's going to be a great event for everyone to enjoy, so we want to invite all the families out for participating and celebrating this grand reopening. It's been fabulous to watch it come together, and I want to thank Paola because we have this very, fairy-like or Alice in Wonderland-inspired seating area that is going to be fun for a lot of families, and the amount of detail that went into reimagining the space was really phenomenal. So my thanks to our Bureau of Sanitation for their collaboration on this.
Thank you. Continuing announcements, Mr. Soto Martinez.
Yes, thank you so much, Council President. I want to invite everyone here and the entire city of Los Angeles and the region to the 55th annual LA Pride Parade and Pride Village happening right in the heart of CD13. It will be this Sunday, June 28th. The parade will start at 11 a.m. and the Pride Village is from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. It is completely free to the public. Please check it out. There'll be a ton of vendors, and it's just gonna be a great time. So I invite everyone to please come. And for more information, you can go to LA Pride. Actually, I don't have it. Just check out our website. We'll get more information. Thank you.
Awesome. I will be there. So will many of us. Are there any other announcements? Councilwoman Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, throughout this morning, we have been receiving reports from my district about swift and aggressive immigration raids and enforcement. My team and I have been in contact with community members and rapid response organizers since early this morning. In my district, they were at our Day Labor Center at the Home Depot in Cypress Park and the Day Labor Center in Westlake at the Home Depot there. LA is a sanctuary city, and we've made it clear that we will not cooperate and use our resources for ICE and federal immigration enforcement, but that doesn't stop them from showing up. And now we're seeing their tactics quickly escalate. They're swooping in fast without warning and leaving just as quickly. They don't hang around because they know we mobilize. Our resistance is working, and that's exactly why they have elevated their approach and changing their approach. Colleagues, Angelinos, I'm asking you to get ready. My field offices are open to anyone who needs to get to know your rights information. I know many of my colleagues are being impacted by these raids as well. So talk to your friends and neighbors, go to Know Your Rights trainings, carry red cards, create an emergency plan, get informed, get together, stay vigilant. I think we have to recognize, and I hope people are listening, that the federal government's gonna do what it wants, and it's coming into our city, it's coming into our neighborhoods. And yes, inform yourselves, know your rights, but this is history repeating itself. We saw this in the 80s, 90s. We saw this in 2017. This is not new. And we cannot act like they are not going to kidnap and take our people from our neighborhood because they're actively doing it. So please plug in with your communities. Please educate yourselves. We're literally talking about people being kidnapped, disappeared, families being broken up. Some of us have experienced what that feels like, and it is a trauma that never leaves you. So please continue to uplift this information and get this information to as many people as possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council President.
Are there any other announcements, colleagues? Seeing no announcements, if I could ask everyone in the chambers to rise for adjourning motions. And we'll look to my right first. I see Councilwoman Rodriguez. Get us started.
Thank you, Mr. Blumenfield. Colleagues, today I rise to adjourn in memory of Lois Buckman, a beloved mother, trailblazing professional, and lifelong champion for community service who passed away after decades of making a lasting difference in the lives of so many. Lois was the kind of woman who led with purpose. She didn't seek the spotlight, but her impact spoke volumes. Whether in the workplace or the community, she showed up with strength, compassion, and a deep commitment to others. She was born in Detroit, but made Los Angeles her home for nearly 6 decades. As a single mother of 3 daughters and a grandmother to 4, she poured love into her family while also building a remarkable career. She spent 37 years at the General Telephone and Electric Company Corporation, GTE, and later Verizon, starting as a cashier in Santa Monica and rising to become general manager of customer service operations. Along the way, she led hundreds of employees across multiple states and managed a $30 million budget. In many of the positions she held, Lois was the first African American to ever hold that role. She didn't just open doors, she held them open for others. What truly defined Lois was her commitment to giving back. She dedicated over 40 years to Regalettes, Inc., a nonprofit serving underserved communities through scholarships, youth programs, and cultural engagement. For the last 15 years, she served as president, carrying forward the legacy of service and expanding its reach to even more young people in Los Angeles. She was a founding member of the Sisters Involved in Linking Knowledge, or SILK, and helped build a partnership between the two organizations. Together, they launched the Creating Your Own Path Teen Conference, a space that helped guide young people through workshops on academics, leadership, financial literacy, and more. Even while working full-time, Lois still found time to support Verizon's employee resource groups, serving on national boards for both the Women's Association of Verizon Employees and the Consortium of Information and Telecommunications Employees. She was a fierce advocate for equity and opportunity, especially for women and people of color in the workplace. Lois showed us what it looks like to lead with your whole heart. She believed in mentorship. She believed in creating opportunity. And she believed that every young person deserved to be seen, supported, and inspired to reach their full potential. She gave so much to her community, to her colleagues, and most of all, to her family. Her legacy lives on through the students she helped to send to college, the professionals she mentored, the organizations she strengthened, and the grandchildren she adored. May we all honor her memory by continuing the work she believed in by serving others, lifting up our communities, and opening doors for those who come after us. Rest in peace, Lois. Thank you for your incredible service.
Thank you. Councilmember Price.
Join on that resolution.
Okay, without objection, Councilmember Price added. Additional adjourning motions, Councilwoman Hutt.
I would just like to be added to Lois's adjourning motion. I've known her for many years. I didn't know she passed away. Thank you.
Councilmember McCosker.
Thank you very much, colleagues. I ask that we adjourn today in the memory of Michelle Kammerer, the Los Angeles Fire Department's first transgender fire captain. Michelle was a Buddhist, a Democrat, a feminist, and a lesbian transgender woman. Michelle Kammerer, Captain Kammerer, certainly busted stereotypes of what it was to be a firefighter. She joined the LAFD in 1969, long before she transitioned in 1991. Michelle became a captain 10 years later after joining in 1979. In the 1990s, when Michelle arrived at firehouses across Los Angeles, as you can expect, sadly, many colleagues did not want to work with her. Some asked to be sent home, some called in sick, but Michelle stayed there, kept showing up, and the department did stand by her. Those close to her said that Michelle, who retired in 2003, was able to deal with the scrutiny and the snide remarks, the insults, the disrespect, because she was brave, strong, optimistic, saw the best in people. In the paper today, in the obituary, Brenda Berkman said she really didn't dwell on that stuff. Brenda was one of the first women in the New York City Fire Department. She met Michelle in the 1990s through their work together for women in the fire service. Not surprisingly, men were very hostile, but sometimes women were suspicious as well. When Michelle joined the Women in Fire Service in the early 90s, some members didn't even want to go with her on the trips and the outings. Some argued that Michelle was not a real woman, wondering what bathroom she would use or where she would sleep. I will say that the union stuck by her. I know the paper says the department stuck by her, but the union, even though it was 35 years ago, nearly, and the world was different in a bad way, my brother Mike, God rest his soul, was Michelle's advocate. And I remember him coming home, and this is not about Mike, I don't mean to diminish all the strength and the conviction of Michelle, but I remember Mike coming home, Irish Catholic guy, and kind of explaining what he was doing at work. And Michelle's bravery and witness to who she was and where she belonged was strong. But I think, too, the people that stood by her were also giving witness. And as our council colleague would say, doing the right thing. Doing the right thing. So Michelle carried herself with strength and dignity. She was a trailblazer who made a lasting impression for the better on this department. We thank her for her service to the city of Los Angeles. Captain Kammerer, may you rest in peace. And for folks touched by her career and served by her witness, in lieu of flowers, The family has asked that donations be sent to the Widows and Orphans and Disabled Firefighters Fund here in Los Angeles. Thank you.
Thank you. Colleagues, are there any additional adjourning motions? Seeing none, let's go out and serve this city equitably and with conviction. This meeting is adjourned.